Have you ever walked away from a conversation wondering, why did I say that? Or watched someone ignore you one day, then suddenly crave your attention the next? Sometimes it feels like people are impossible to understand. But what if human behavior isn't random at all? What if your brain has been quietly following hidden psychological rules your entire life? In the next few minutes, you'll discover 5 powerful psychology facts that explain why people act the way they do, and by the end, you might never look at yourself or others the same way again. Every day, you read messages, meet strangers, make decisions, and react to emotions without realizing your brain is running invisible programs in the background. These hidden patterns influence your relationships, your confidence, your habits, and even the future you're creating. The first fact is that your brain notices negativity more than positivity. Imagine 10 people compliment you, but one person criticizes you. Hours later, the only thing you remember is the criticism. That's because your brain evolved for survival, not happiness. Long ago, paying attention to danger kept humans alive, so even today your mind treats negative experiences as more important than positive ones. That's why rejection hurts more than praise feels good, and why embarrassing moments replay in your head for years. But here's the truth. Just because your brain remembers something doesn't mean it's more important. It's simply your survival system trying to protect you. The second psychology fact is that emotions are contagious. Have you ever noticed how one smiling person can brighten an entire room, while one angry person can ruin everyone's mood? Without realizing it, your brain constantly copies the emotions, facial expressions, and body language of the people around you. This is why spending time with positive, hopeful people often makes you feel more motivated, while constant negativity slowly drains your energy. Your environment silently shapes your emotional state every single day. The people you spend the most time with are influencing your thoughts more than you think. The third fact is that the more you chase approval, the less confident you become. Think about someone who constantly checks their phone, hoping for likes, replies, or validation from others. At first it seems harmless, but over time their happiness depends on other people's opinions. Real confidence doesn't disappear because people reject you, it disappears when you let other people's approval define your worth. Ironically, the most confident people are often those who stop trying to impress everyone. They focus on becoming better instead of being admired. Confidence grows quietly, through self-respect and keeping promises to yourself, not through applause from others. The fourth psychology fact is that first impressions shape almost everything. Within just a few seconds of meeting someone, your brain automatically decides whether they seem trustworthy, friendly, confident, or distant. Most of these judgments happen before any meaningful conversation even begins. That's why eye contact, posture, tone of voice, and body language matter so much. People don't only listen to your words, they read your energy. The surprising part is that first impressions are often wrong, yet they influence how every future interaction unfolds. Sometimes giving someone a second chance reveals a completely different person than the one you imagined. The fifth and perhaps most powerful psychology fact is that your identity shapes your habits more than motivation ever can. Motivation comes and goes, but identity stays with you. If you keep telling yourself, "I'm lazy, I'm not smart enough," or "I always fail," your brain starts searching for evidence to prove those beliefs true. But when you begin saying, "I am someone who learns, I finish what I start," or "I am becoming stronger every day," your actions slowly begin to match that identity. Behavior follows the story you believe about yourself. Change your identity, and your habits will eventually follow. Human behavior isn't as mysterious as it seems. Your brain protects you from danger, even when no real danger exists. Emotions spread from person to person. Chasing approval weakens confidence. First impressions influence relationships, and the story you tell yourself becomes the life you create. The most powerful realization is that you don't have to control every thought that enters your mind, but you can choose which thoughts become part of your identity. Once you understand how your mind works, you stop reacting to life on autopilot and start making choices with awareness. Sometimes the biggest transformation doesn't happen when the world around you changes, it happens when you finally understand the mind that's been guiding you all along.